Can I get the host, please?
You need the host?
Yes, madam.
So I think that I'm not. You from the ASBIRES, right?
Yes, madam.
So I'm not the host. I don't know who is the host. Yeah.
Can you claim the host to me, madam?
So maybe that one from your campus, right? Should be
Yes,
the.
ASBIRES. Yeah. Yes, madam.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, that in the participants also not showing that who is the host.
Okay, for the thing. Another host. Then
Oh,
the
overlapping. Yeah, overlapping. So I don't know actually.
Excuse me, very sorry for the delay. We have a technical issue. Let me start this meeting again with the host ability. Is it okay? Thank you so much for your
Sure.
time. delay, shall we start the session?
Okay, sure. Shall we start?
Thank you so much. Let's click the tick button for a minute.
Lamay na kinaw.
Good morning. On behalf of the organizing committee of ASBIRES 2024, I warmly welcome you to the technical session on Industry Management Session B3. Now, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce the chairs of this session. First and foremost, it is my privilege to introduce a distinguished academic and inspiring leader in the field of human resource management, Professor M.P.N. Janadari. Professor Janadari holds a PhD from the University of Utara, Malaysia, a Master of Science in Management from the University of Sri Jayawardhanapura, and a Bachelor of Business Management specializing in Human Resource Management at the University of Kelaniya. Throughout her career, she has made a remarkable contribution to academic and research. She has served as the head of the Department of the Human Resource Management at the University of Kelaniya, playing a pivotal role in shaping the future of HRM education. Her expertise spans a wide range of subjects, including organizational behavior, human resource management, research methodology, and sustainable HRM. Her research focuses on critical areas such as organizational citizenship behavior, green HRM, environmental sustainability, and decent work, making a lasting impact on the academic and professional spheres. With her wealth of knowledge and experience, I am honored to have her here with us today. Please join me in warmly welcoming Professor N.P.N. Janadari.
Okay, thank you very much.
Next, it is my honor to introduce Ms. Michelle Silva, a dedicated academic in the field of human resource management. Ms. Michelle Silva is currently pursuing a PhD in management at the University of Jayawardhanapura. She holds an MBA from the University of Colombo and earned her Bachelor of Business Management in Human Resource Management from the University of Kelaniya. With a strong academic foundation, she has dedicated her career to teaching and research. She currently serves as the senior lecturer in the Department of Human Resource Management at the University of Kelaniya, where she continues to contribute to the growth and development of the field. It is an honor to welcome you, Madam.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome.
Today, we have one presentation in the session. Now, I cordially invite the session chairs to take off the session. Over to you, Madam.
Thank you very much. So then that you all welcome all the presenters that here as a chair and the other the reviewer already with us, that you already welcome for the Faculty of Applied Science, that the Symposium 60s Applied Science Business and Industrial Research Symposium. So the ASBIRES to the 2024. So I think that for the presenters, that you may be receive all the instructions that you are allowing 10 minutes for your presentation, including 4 minutes for the discussions. They will ring you that after 8 minutes, indicating that you already have another 2 minutes. So then now you can start your presentation.
Okay, Professor, thank you very much. Wait, I'll share the screen once. Wait.
Yes, sure. Yes, now you can share the screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Host disabled participant in screen sharing, ma'am. I cannot
You can share?
share my screen.
Now you can share the screen. Check it again.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that too.
Wait. Okay. In a moment. Have have the participants already see the presentation? Okay.
Yes,
Can I
it's
start?
visible.
Okay. Good afternoon. We are from University of Persatuan Guru Republik Indonesia in Semarang. Me and Miss Christine Violinda, we were researching about the effect of localization success, knowledge sharing tendency, and cultural intelligence in multinational company in Indonesia. So before we start the research, we already did the survey in a multinational company in Indonesia. Wait. Hmm, okay. The background of our research is about the digitalization and the globalization in which we can gather in this conference where we from Indonesia. We can join the conference from Sri Lanka, and perhaps other nation or other country can join the international conference about the digitalization and globalization. We can one of the key success of the multinational company is their ability of their organization to utilize the knowledge possessed by the individuals within it. So to make a localization success, it needs the knowledge sharing tendency and cultural intelligence, in which there are so many cross-cultural in multinational company. Um, an example in Indonesia, there are many multinational companies in which the managers are from abroad, and this is it. It makes the knowledge sharing to make uh, the success of the localization by the knowledge sharing. And then our research objective is that we need to see the influences of the knowledge sharing tendency to cultural intelligence and vice versa, so it can support the inclusive and productive work environment and the development of organization policies. Um, that we need to with the objective to encourage knowledge in multicultural company. To investigate the influence of knowledge sharing tendency and vice versa in and that can encourage knowledge sharing in multicultural environments. Sorry. Okay, the method of our research, we use the survey with population around 450 people with sample inadequate with the Slovene 107. We are using a non-probability sampling technique with proportional random sampling technique. We make the survey from the localization success, knowledge sharing tendency, and cultural intelligence questionnaire. In statistical analysis, we use SAMPLS. Here are the data collection and the analysis, which the direct effect can see that our hypothesis from hypothesis 1, hypothesis 2, and hypothesis 3 show that it has positive impact. From the hypothesis 1, the knowledge sharing tendency has positively affect the CQ, or we can say it is cultural intelligence with value P 0.045. And hypothesis 2, the localization success proven has impact on cultural intelligence with value P around 0.032. And the hypothesis 3 result, the localization success has impact towards knowledge sharing tendency with value P 0.007. But we also find that the indirect effect in hypothesis 4 shows that there is no impact among localization success towards CQ or the cultural intelligence when it is mediated by the knowledge sharing tendency with value P 0.167. So with our findings, we have 4 findings. That is, the knowledge sharing tendency has impact on cultural intelligence. Employees who are inclined to share knowledge often enhance their cultural intelligence by actively engaging in cross-cultural interactions. The second one is the localization success has impact on knowledge sharing tendency. A supportive localization environment facilitates open communication, trust, teamwork, which are critical for effective knowledge sharing. The third one is that the localization has impact on cultural intelligence. Successful localization fosters cultural sensitivity and equips employees to operate more effectively in diverse environments. And the fourth one is the no impact among localization success towards the cultural intelligence when it is mediated by the knowledge sharing tendency. The localization success and knowledge sharing tendency individually contribute to the cultural intelligence. The mediating role of knowledge sharing tendency may be insufficient to explain their combined effect. These findings highlight the importance of fostering both localization success and knowledge sharing tendency to optimize the cultural intelligence, but we need to encourage further exploration into indirect mechanisms that influencing the dynamics of the LS, of the localization success, knowledge sharing tendency, and cultural intelligence. The conclusion that we have is that the employee can be given training of cross-cultural to understand the cultural difference among nations. It needs to have the conflict management if each of the individuals in the organization has diverse multinational background. And then recruiting and maintaining an employee which has cultural intelligence will be important for a multinational company. And then the multinational company has to take initiative to reduce the cultural resistance in the workplace, which in turn will drive the interaction and knowledge sharing among employees that will contribute to the human resource localization process. Okay, thank you very much for the time. I give it back to the host. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for your presentation. Very informative and interesting presentation. So that actually, first of all, I would like to congratulate you that for the presentation and as well as that you already select timely important, right? Timely important topic, and that is really interesting. And again, that I just want to highlight because this is time to reveal some sort of insights for the development of your study, right? So therefore, please take all these feedbacks as constructive feedbacks, right?
Okay.
That you can use these feedbacks and incorporate those scenes to publish in Scopus Journal. Okay. So the first one that consider about the abstract that you already mentioned about selected data collection method as SEMOS, right?
Same amount.
So
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
can check. Yes, but you already use PLS. Am I correct?
Okay. Yes.
Yes, so better to readjust it because that if you use PLS, that's two different methods, right? Two different data analysis tools that your data collection with the method is actually structural equation modeling, same, right? The structural equation model, but that you said that you select that PLS, also PLS. So that better to use PLS same because it's that the very so sorry for the inconvenience. It's somewhat trendy, right? Trending tool. So therefore, instead of the mouse, if you are using mouse formative type of concept, definitely that you have to use the PLS same. And when we are using PLS same, actually that there are some structural methods that when we are using structural method that we have to check the consistency and the validity, that means the reliability and validity. So that you, as I noticed that you already check only the content validity, right? That you have to check other discriminant validity and if it is possible, right? That maybe add more value for your research or when we are publishing research paper, that will give more value addition. Because when we are considering about the reliability and validity, that we should have to consider about not only the content validity, but also the conversion validity and also discriminant validity as well by using cross-loadings and HTML methods that you can check those things as well. And again, that when concerned about the selection of the multinational company, is there any special reason to select especially the multinational companies?
Okay, thank you, Prof. Nadira. The special reason why we use the knowledge sharing tendency for localization success and this cultural intelligence is that we in Indonesia, we have so many tribes, so many traditional background in Indonesia. There are more than I forgot about hundreds of traditions or tribes in Indonesia, Prof. Nadira. So it is one of the what the reason we select or we choose these topics, Prof. Nadira.
Okay, so better if you can write down the justification, right? That why you select that because when we are doing the research, better to provide some sort of justification why I select these things, and especially that you have to provide some scientific evidences, especially the selection of the company by highlighting the practical gap, as well as that mean the practice gap and the empirical gap, then the conceptual gaps, right? So that, and also that better to highlight with the objectives and the problem statement with all these gaps, right? So that is the heart, the blueprint of the thesis. So therefore, especially, you should have to highlight that objectives and the problem statements while highlighting or incorporating the practice gap as well as the empirical. And those are the things from my side. I will invite to the next reviewer, Ms. Michelle Silva, to express his views. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Nadira.
Okay. Prof. Narira, I will at why we choose PLSM. We choose PLSM because the selection of PLSM or partially square structural equation modeling compared to AMOSM is based on several methodological and contextual consideration in the study. Here are some of the main reasons why PLSM is preferred over AMOSM. Because one, the research objective. We can talk about prediction vs confirmation. In a PLSM is more suitable if the study aims to predict relationships between variables and develop new theories rather than the established theories. And then for Amos, same is more suitable if the study aims to test existing theoretical models and confirm hypotheses based on established theories. And then why we choose PLS is we focus on affirmative versus inferential relationship reflective in a PLSM can handle formative variables well, namely when indicators cause the formation of latent constructs. And in AMOSM is more suitable for reflective variables, namely when a latent construct affect their indicators. If the research has many formative constructs, then PLSM is the best choice. And is our explain why we choose PLSM in the our article, in our research. And then we use PLS. PLSM is ease of analysis and interpretation of result. In a PLSM is easier to use and more intuitive in interpreting results, especially for novice researchers. And then in the AMOSM has a more complex analysis procedure, especially in a model fit test. Example, fit index such as RMCA, CFI, TLI, and chi-square. If the purpose of the research is a provide results that are easy to understand and can be applied directly, then we use PLSM because PLSM is more efficient. And then for robustness to multicollinearity and missing data problems, PLSM is more robust to multicollinearity between variables and can still work even if there are such problems. And then AMOSM is more sensitive to multicollinearity and for missing data. So it often requires special handling before analysis can be carried out. And then if the research data has the possibility of multicollinearity or missing values, then PLSM is more recommended. So is my explain about why we choose PLSM in our research. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the explanation that why you have used a PLS SCM rather than using CBSCM AMOS. It's very clear. Actually, I would like to congratulate all of you for the nice study that you have done. Especially, as very correctly said by Professor Janadari, it's a very timely topic, as well as I highly appreciate that you have selected PLS SCM using Smart PLS version 3 for your study, since your sample is small, because since sample size is small, it's highly recommended to go with PLS SCM. So appreciate that. So I would like to highlight those points as the strength of your study. So in order to further strengthen your study, there are some constructive feedback for you. So hope they will be added some color to your study. So initially, when I reviewed the introduction, my dear student, I have realized that the research problem, you did not properly articulate the research problem. Because research problem means since you have specially focused on focusing a company, since your dependent variable is cultural intelligence. So therefore, it is very important to express the main issue existing in the selected company regarding this variable. As well as when you are strengthen your argument, research problem, it is better to come up with latest literature rather than taking some old literature such as you have used like 1999, 1985, 1964. So therefore, try to come up with like novel or a very recent literature to strengthen your argument. And the other one is the given objective is not very clear. The given objective is not aligned with your conceptual framework. So initially in your article that you have stated, the objective of the study is to investigate the influence of knowledge sharing tendency on cultural intelligence and vice versa. But that is not only your research objective, since you are taking localization success as the mediating variable. So when you write down your research objective, so include that part as well to further strengthen. As well as it is nice to have a problem statement. If it is possible, please include a problem statement for your study after the research problem is nicely explained. Then I think you can incorporate, you can list down some research objectives parallel to the 4 hypotheses that you have already written for your study, because there is no research objective, no hypothesis. So if you include having a very solid literature, then if you can write down some research objectives, then after, based on the research objectives, you can write down the hypothesis for your study, then it add color to your study. So therefore, since we believe that the research is reading by a layman or a very lower level intelligence people, having them will add color to your study. And when considered about the literature review, there is no theoretical and practical gap. Sometime in your study, maybe obviously have. Since the word count is limited for this paper, it is not included. But better to have a theoretical and practical gap under research problem in your paper, because it is a very important place where a hunch create to conduct a research. So therefore, if you can add like knowledge gap or a population gap, then it's nicely, it had color to your study. And a literature review section is poorly written. I kindly request from you, my dear student, incorporate the latest literature relevant for these 3 variables. Since these 3 variables are very timely construct, so better to include a recent literature. And the no conceptual framework as well. Since you have nicely said there are 4 hypotheses, so showing that 4 hypotheses, if you can show the conceptual framework in your research, then it's like a very roadmap for your study. Then most of the statement in the section in the literature review, all the sections are self-oriented rather than empirically supported. When consider about methodology, like you have nicely explained why you have used PLS SCM with smart PLS. But I agree with you, totally agree with you. Like if you can mention some bit about measurement model and the structural model under 2 subtopics, then it add color. Why? Because since you have already explained about the measurement in the article, so if you can explain bit about under the measurement model, then it add color to your study. As very correctly said by Professor Janadari, since you have only checked the internal consistency using Cronbach alpha value, other than that, you can check other to ensure the reliability, reliability of the measurement, you can ensure other measures as well. Then validity, like convergent validity, discriminant validity, it is a must requirement for the measurement analysis. So please consider about to ensure the validity of the measurement as well. So simply, as I told you, like to ensure the indicator reliability, you can focus on the factor loading of the construct. Factor loading is obviously it can see as a result of your analysis. So you can focus in on the factor loading. You can say something about the indicator reliability of these 3 constructs. And under the analysis, No, you have mentioned solving test. Actually, it's not a solving test, it's a solving formula which can be used to determine the like minimum sample size required. So therefore, even though in your presentation population size is mentioned, but there is any note in the article. So it is really important, because as very correctly you have said, like the population size is 450. But then out of 450, you have selected 107, which is like almost around 25% representation of the population. Since there is no note in your paper, I was also really great about in ensuring whether the sample is representative or not. So therefore, then how you select the potential respondent? It is also great. So therefore, sampling technique, bit about the sampling technique can be incorporated. And what is the data collection strategy that you have used, whether you have gone for survey strategy, and like by using a single sentence, you can explain under the methodology. In your results, why you have used chi-square test perform? So can you explain a bit about why you have chi-square test? Because it is simply chi-square test determine whether there is a significant association between two categorical variable, or like so therefore why you have used chi-square test? Can you explain a bit about it? And I'm really bothered about why there is no R-square coefficient of determination in between your independent and dependent variable, because it is the place where the total variation of the dependent variable explained by the independent variable. Since the p-value has been given to show the relationship between significant or not, it is perfectly okay. So according to the structural model evaluation, according to Hare et al., there are 5 stages. So, so ensure like showing the model predictive ability as well as R-square is very important aspect of the analysis. So therefore, it's highly appreciated if you can incorporate, you can follow the 5 in evaluating structural model 5 steps, which is proposed by Hare et al., and give the coefficient according to that. It is really important. Then as well as if you use chi-square test, because it's require large sample size, but as well as I told you, it measures the association, not the causation, but your studies focus on causation. So I'm really great about it. But I'll give time to explain why you have used chi-square test later. Give me a few minutes. As well as when discuss about under the discussion of with prior studies, there is no discussion with your finding comparing the previous study, like with similar studies and controversial study. At least by taking very recent study, you can say, considering the finding of study, if you can compare your finding with the similar studies or a controversial study, then you can identify the possible reasons why your findings are not comply with the previously accepted hypothesis. And there is no limitations in this research, no practical and theoretical implication, and no direction for further research. And the other one is, in the reference list, there are some references, but unfortunately, those references are not in the reference in the main text. If you incorporate them into the reference list, definitely those references should be in your main text. Otherwise, you cannot include them on the reference list. But I have seen there are only very few references in the main text, but there are many more in the reference list. But please make sure not to reduce the number of references in the reference list, but to increase the number of references in the main text. So we are giving all these comments to strengthen your research or add color to your research. Hope you will accept all these things in a very positive mindset. Thank you. That's all from my end.
Thank you, Miss Michelle Silva. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. And we already write some notes about your recommendation. Thank you very much, Miss Michelle Silva.
Welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Silva. Thank you for your input, which is very useful to improve our quality articles. And then so many positive input, and then we will mark our article. And then for the same. Yes, and then for the sampling technique, there is an error in the data collection technique, which should use probability sampling not non-probability sampling by using simple random sampling. Okay, we will correct our article. Thank you so much for your advice.
Yeah. Then if you need, because I actually we auto examine a report like very small one with this with the under the guidance of Professor Janadari. So if you need, I can send it. Then you can use that document. Hope Professor Janadari, it's okay for sending this. Then to further strengthen their research.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Michelle Silva.
It is impressive that we had a productive academic session today. Dear session shares, your invaluable comments, suggestions are greatly appreciated. Dear presenters, without your active participation, we would never be able to have a productive session. The certificates and the appreciation letters will be delivered later. This marks the end of the session. Thank you very much, Madam, for your contribution towards the success of ASBIRES 2024. Thank you all, and until we meet again, the next ASBIRES 2025, have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You too all.
Thank
Have a nice
you.
day.